Hey there, it's Shayu of the Zing, and well, I guess I'm back again with another deck profile. This time it's my Triamid deck. This deck honestly is not that good, but if you have a chance, I would recommend to try it. It's really, really fun. It's gimmicky, but it's a lot of fun. I actually almost got a second invite last year during Full Power Zoo format with this deck. This isn't the exact build, of course, but it's pretty close. It hasn't really been updated that much. But anyways, moving along. Let's start with the monsters. You run 3 Fossil Dino Pachycephalo. The reasoning you run this is because you really don't special much, and it's also a rock, so it gets all of the bonuses. You run 3 Dancer. She is actually very important because she is your recycling engine. She seems really tiny, but she beefs up all your monsters too. Because once per turn, you can target 1 Triamid field spell card, or 1 Triamid card in your graveyard, meaning either your monsters or your field spells. Shuffle it into the deck, and all rock monsters you currently control gain 500 attack and defense. And this is not till the end of turn. This is permanent. And she does the exact same thing that all the rest of the tiny Triamids do. During your opponent's turn, you target your field spell, shuffle or send it to the grave, and then activate one Triamid's field spell with a different name from your deck. Basically, if anti-spell's on the field, though, you cannot activate this at all. The cost is targeting. That's it. Then there's Triamid Hunter. He, just like the rest of the tiny ones, switches the field spell during your opponent's turn. But during your turn, if there's a field spell on the field, you can normal summon 1 rock monster in addition to your normal summon. So basically what you would do is you would have Hunter on the field and have whatever field spell you also have. You would also get an additional normal summon of Packy, so you would restrict your opponent from special summoning. Then there's Triamid Master. He's an 1800 beat stick. You're not going to really use his effect much, but if you do, you send 1 face-up Triamid card you control to the grave, and then pop a set card on the field. It's really nothing special. Then your big boss monster is Triamid Sphinx. He cannot be normal summoned or set, but cannot be special summoned except for through a Triamid card. So what he does is, if a Triamid card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just plop him on the field. He special summons himself. He doesn't start a chain. It's an inherent summon. I don't believe you can actually... No, you can strike it. Yeah, you can. But he doesn't start a chain, so... Because, though he does not get around Utopia to Lightning, they cannot do anything to stop him during the battle phase, in all honesty. But he gains 500 attack and defense for each field spell in your grave with a different name. He has no protection whatsoever, and he only gets this boost when you have another Triamid card. Then for the spells, you run 2 Pot of Duality. Everybody should already know what Pot of Duality does. The reason you run this is because you don't special summon. So, Sphinx is the only thing you special summon in this entire deck. 3 Terraforming. It's kind of a given. This is a field spell focused deck. Then you run 3 of each of the Triamid field spells. And Cruiser, each time a rock monster is normal summon, you gain 500 life. It's a force activation. But if it's a Triamid monster, you can draw 1 card, then ditch a card. You're not really going to use that effect much, but it's a thing. But the effect you're really going to use is when it's sent from the field to the grave. Or it's actually if. So this thing does not miss timing. So if it's sent from the field to the grave, you can add 1 Triamid monster from your deck to your hand. So it's a rota for the entire archetype that you can reuse with Dancer. Then there's Triamid Fortress, which all rock monsters on the field get 500 defense, but Triamid monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. So pretty much during your opponent's turn, if your opponent tries to Raigeki you, and you have one of your smaller dudes on the field, you're just like, huh, nope, and switch your field spell to that, and then you just sit there. And when it's sent, if it's sent from the field to the grave, you can add one Triamid monster from your graveyard to your hand. You're not really using that effect much, but if you need to, it works. Then this is what enables your OTKs. King Golem. All rock monsters on the field gain 500 attack. If a Triamid monster attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate any cards or effects until the end of the damage step, meaning every single one of your Triamids is Archimedes. So imagine King Golem. Whoops. And you have a Sphinx. You can slap Sphinx on the field as a 4K beat stick and make it Archimedes. And if it's sent from the field to the grave, you can special summon one Triamid from your hand. So basically you can turbo out Sphinx. For the traps, you run 3 Floodgate Trap Holes, just stun cards, Quaking Mirror Force, Triple Strike, and 1 Warning, 2 Stormings, and 1 Triamid Pulse, which counts as a Triamid name, so if this thing's also nuked, you can special summon Sphinx. But once per turn, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard, which can be any combination of rock monsters or field spells. Then you can do one of the effects. Target 1 face-up card on the field and destroy it. Target 1 rock monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Or target up to 3 field spells in your graveyard and shuffle them into the deck and draw 1 card. This is the one card that you can use to get around problematic things. Besides by running them over with Sphinx. So pretty much this is your out to anti-spell. And that's it. Sadly, you really don't have any room for spell and trap removal, but if you want to move some of the stuff around, you can. But moving on to the very disappointing extra deck. 3 Gorgonic Guardians. Because you can actually make this in your deck. Because all your monsters are rock and your main little dudes are level 3s. And if you guys don't know what it does, you detach 1 material during either player's turn, and target 1 of your opponent's monsters. Its attack becomes 0 and its effects are negated, so pretty much it's a fiendish chain. And once per turn, I do believe it's during either player's turn. No, once per turn, you can target 1 monster on the field with 0 attack and nuke it. Then you run the Utopia package. You're not really going to use it much because you already have a deck literally full of Utopias. You run 3 Soul Silver Mountain because you can. And once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material and then target 1 set card in your opponent's spell and trap card zone. They can't use it as long as it's face up on the field. And also, if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle while it has an Xyz material, you can target 1 Earth monster in your graveyard and special summon that target in face-up defense position. So pretty much you can just get back any of your dudes. And then 3 Mrs. Radiant, because why not? It's, as I said, this is the very disappointing extra deck. It's not even 15 cards. It's pretty sad. It's 11 cards actually, so you can just tick your opponent off with a very awkward amount. The side deck really is a work in progress. It depends on the format. As I said, this I used during Full Power Zoo format. I brought it to a regional because I already had my invite, which I got with Paleo Frogs, so I was like, okay, screw it, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna play Triamids. And honestly, the only reasoning I went 5 and 4 is probably because nobody read King Golem. And they would just attack into my monsters and I'll be like, okay. And then they try to activate their effects and I'm like, no, you cannot. You physically cannot. And the look on their face was quite funny. But yeah, that's about it. So, I'll see you next time. Peace.